Step 1. Gather your ingredients. For this recipe, you're going to need broccoli, cheese, cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, butter, onion, celery, chicken, rice, salt and pepper, and optional, green chili. Step 2. Cook your rice. Remember that when cooking rice, you need to have 2 parts water and 1 part rice. The rice needs to be cooked before you add it to the recipe, so start now. Step 3. Celery and onions. Start by chopping celery and onions to get them ready for sautéing. Make sure to use a sharp knife and always be aware of your fingers. You can apply eye protection for onions if you want. Step 4. Cubing your cheese. This cheese has an easier time melting if you slice it up into small chunks. Step 5. Cubing your chicken. We're going to slice our chicken long ways and get it ready into even, thick slices, and then we're going to go again and cube the chicken the opposite way. We're slicing the chicken into cube-shaped pieces to get it ready for sautéing to make sure that the chicken is browned evenly. So here you can see we have our cubed chicken, and always remember when slicing poultry or handling it to wash your hands. Step 6. Preheat oven. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees to get ready to bake everything after we're done mixing in the casserole ingredients. Step 7. Sautéing. We're going to put butter into a large pan and add our celery and onions to begin sautéing. We're going to cook the celery and onions to make sure they're golden brown, keeping in all of the flavor, and then we're going to add our chicken. Once we add the chicken, we're only going to brown the chicken, getting it cooked evenly everywhere and ready for the oven. Step 8. Adding your cheese. After cubing the cheese, you're going to add it to the mixture of celery, onions, and chicken. Make sure to evenly melt the cheese over all the surfaces and get it nice and melted. We're going to add this cheese to add a better consistency and get that flavor really packed in. Next up is our liquids. We're going to add our cream of chicken and cream of mushroom soup to the mixture to make sure everything's a good consistency and ready to bake. Step 10. Broccoli. Add your broccoli to the mixture, making sure everything is nice and evenly distributed. Step 11. Get ready to bake. We've already added our rice to the mixture along with our broccoli, and now we're going to begin by pouring our mixture into a pan. Make sure this pan is oven safe. As you can see, we're pouring it and distributing it across the pan, making sure everything's ready to bake. Once we throw it in the oven at 350 degrees, it's going to bake pretty fast. So we want to make sure that everything's even and can get the correct amount of heat. So we've got our broccoli, our soups, our rice, our chicken, everything in here, and we're almost ready to eat. We're going to bake this thing for 30 to 45 minutes in the preheated oven at 350 degrees. When you're done, you can take the casserole out of the oven. You can add paprika and almonds if you desire. We didn't. We just want to keep it pretty simple, but you can add those to add that flavor as well. After it's done cooking, pretty much that's it. You can let it sit for a little bit, let the heat die down, and then you're good. The last step I have for you is just to make sure that you clean. After cooking and doing all these things, you want to make sure that your surface areas and everything you have going on is clean and ready for the next time you want to cook. Special thanks to my brother for helping me with this recipe and doing most of the cooking, so shout out to him for making everything look good and taste even better.